Hi, everybody, from our Outward Bound base here in Baltimore. I'm excited to be here with you all today. While we're waiting for everybody to come in, I'm curious where everybody's coming in from. Where are you zooming in from? So that's our question to everybody. Respond in the chat, tell us hello, send out a hi to anybody you know, and let us know where you're coming in from. I'm gonna go look at the chat because I want to see. I'm not seeing anybody. 40 people are going to leave me hanging. Oh. I have my co-pilot here nearby telling me that they're starting to come in. All right, Outward Bound, California. There's Jeff. Episcopal High School, Kathleen, hey. Katie from DPR, welcome. Natalie, I see you. There's a Baltimore. All right, Ganesha. Hi, Watani. Excited to have you here too. Our buddies from Gallaudet. Chris. Hey, Steve. Shoshana. Oh, Phyllis is getting compliments on her scarf. Nice. All right, well, while those are coming in, everybody keep saying hello, introduce yourself, please. Tell us where you're coming from. I'm gonna go ahead and get us started. My name's Ginger Mahalik. I'm the executive director of the Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School, and I am so proud to say that I just hit my 10-year anniversary and the best job I've ever had. And I'm excited that what we get to do today is to talk about the expansion into DC. So before we get started, I wanna say a very deep and heartfelt thank you to the A. James and Alice B. Clark Family Foundation for believing in this venture and partnering with us to make it a reality. There's no possible way we could do this without their partnership. So thank you very much. I know that Joe is out there, so we appreciate you. I also want to thank the Department of Parks and Recreation for being an outstanding partner. From the first time we had this crazy idea and started talking with them, they could not have been more enthusiastic, and it has just been a true delight to work with that organization. And finally, I want to give a big shout out to our DC team. You're going to hear more from them later, but Gavin Ware, our deputy director, who's leading the charge in DC, Mike Cox, who is our associate program director, and Phyllis, who is our chief advancement officer. They are an incredible team, and I appreciate you all for all the hard work you've done to pull this off. And Ben and Jen behind the scenes, always greasing the skids. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you're not an Outward Bounder or an alum and you haven't been involved with us for years, you might be wondering, what is this place doing and what's going to happen here? There's a quick history of the Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School I'm going to share. So we are part of an international network of schools in over 30 countries. There are 11 Outward Bound schools in the United States, and shout out to all my other school friends who are here. Thank you for showing up. What is important about the work that we do here in Baltimore and what we're going to be doing in DC is that our goal is to be the best possible educational partner we can be to the DC educational system. We do that by supplementing academics with high quality, world-class character education. That looks like deep partnerships with schools and youth development organizations to round out a student's education and make sure that they all learn all of the skills that they need to be successful. Reading, writing, and arithmetic are so important, but so is collaboration. Effective communication, self-regulation, and the ability to lead and follow in a team are skills that everyone needs as they grow up. We do this through canoeing on the Potomac, sea kayaking in the Chesapeake Bay. We just saw some beautiful videos of that, and backpacking on the Appalachian Trail and in the Dolly South Wilderness in West Virginia. We've spent the last 3 years getting to know the city of Washington, DC really well, and the incredible work that's already happening there. For example, we're already partnered with Steve Abraham from Will. Hi, Steve, again, and thank you for being here. And City Kids Wilderness Project, who are doing some exceptional work in DC. Our goal is to come to DC and provide programs that support the programming that's already there, do it as a partner, and with the guidance of this community. This is our first launch. We're so happy to be here. It's our big announcement that we're actually getting started. The staff is in place, the partnerships are in place. There's a lot of cool things happening, and we're glad you're coming along with us. So today you're going to hear from a lot of different folks. You'll hear from our board chair, Andy Brooks. You'll hear from our deputy director, Gavin Ware, who's leading the charge, and some other esteemed partners along the way. I do want to say just an additional thank you. I got a nice list a little while ago, and shout outs to some other folks that have come to cheer us on. Tyree Moore from Soul Track Outdoors. Thank you for being here. Everybody did cartwheels when we heard you were joining our crew and going to show up today and be a part of this movement. Sarah Burton and Curtis Clemens from Gallaudet University, thank you. And the schools that we are already talking to and working with, DC Prep and Truth School. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to the Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School Board for all of the support that you've given this team as we have grown and expanded and spread our wings. We truly, truly appreciate you. And speaking of board, I'm going to hand it over to Andy Brooks, our board chair. Go ahead, Andy, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Ginger. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just so excited to be with you today as we launch Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound in Washington. As chair of the Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School, I have the great honor of working with so many committed people who are focused on changing lives and the trajectory that so many kids are on. You know, I think it's almost 40 years ago that a group of community volunteers took a bus trip from Baltimore up to Hurricane Island, Maine, and they participated in an Outward Bound course. And they were so moved by the experience. They came home and they said and asked themselves, why can't we do this here? Why do we have to go up to Maine? Why do we have to send our kids up there? And so they put together an Outward Bound program in Baltimore, the first urban school in the Outward Bound system. So think about things, fast forward to today, and we find ourselves asking, how can we bring Outward Bound to the Washington metropolitan area, to our nation's capital? And thanks to the Clark Foundation and so many others, this exciting journey is about to begin. It is my great pleasure now to introduce a message from Congressman Don Beyer from Virginia's 8th District. He wants to share his own Outward Bound story. And before I go and we hear from Congressman Beyer, I just want to express to you all how proud we are, the board members and the Outward Bound Chesapeake Bay team, how proud we are of everything that's been going on and the welcome that we have received from people in the district, and how excited we are to come work arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder with you all to really change lives. Experiential education is extraordinary. And when you see a child, a kid challenged, and to get out of their comfort zone, it's an extraordinary experience to watch. And we're just very excited to be with you. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to a video from Congressman Byers. Thank you so very much.
Hello, I'm Don Beyer. I am the Democratic Congressman from Northern Virginia. I'm also an Outward Bound graduate, Dartmouth 10, D10, January 1971. And nothing in my life, not marriage, fatherhood, business, running for office, ever changed me, ever had as much of an impact on me as those 26 days on Outward Bound. It's 49 years later, and I can still remember every single day as clearly as if it was yesterday. The whole Outward Bound notion of teaching us to test our limits, that our limits are far more expansive than we actually think. Boy, did that come through. I just nothing else has ever changed my life as much. And I think prepared me for taking the risks to have the richest possible life. So I'm so excited that Outward Bound's finally coming to Washington, D.C. We'll do everything we can to support you. I only have 400 miles left on the Appalachian Trail, and that was all driven by Outward Bound. And my one regret was that I didn't become an Outward Bound instructor rather than giving my life over to business and politics. It's an experience everyone should have. And I think with an Outward Bound school here in Washington, D.C., it will be available to many, many more people. I often think to serve, to strive, and not to yield, all that Outward Bound has given to me and to so many others. And now we have to continue that tradition. So welcome to Washington, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Good afternoon, friends, family, alumni, and champions of the Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School. My name is Gavin Ware, and I proudly serve as your Deputy Director, and I'm very proud to lead the expansion work into the DC area. This has been a challenging first year for us, given the unexpected occurrences and tragedies that have impacted our society. But the work that we've achieved together despite those challenges leaves me both truly hopeful and inspired for the work that we can do in the future. In light of the pandemic, we have had to change our approach in order to maintain our effective safety standards, both inside and outside our office. But our shared goal of reaching more students across the DC, Maryland, Virginia areas remains the same. I would like to thank our partners at the Clark Foundation for their integral support and shared belief in our expansion work in the DC area, which has led to the subsequent opening of DC's newest office for Outward Bound, located on H Street Northeast. I would also like to thank our partners at the DC Department of Parks and Recreation for their leadership and support of our shared goal to build a new challenge course within Northeast Washington, DC's Ward 5's Fort Lincoln Park, currently under construction. I am also happy to announce that while construction is underway on DC's newest challenge course, we'll be running supplemental programming for our students in this area in new and familiar partnerships with Gallaudet University. Thank you so much, Gallaudet. This will allow us to run programming that is more proximate to students and families in their respective homes and schools. Now, having said all that, it is important for me to acknowledge just how bold this new idea is. It is not lost on me that as a Black man leading the organization of an outdoor education program into an urban area could lead to some raised eyebrows, to say the least. But that is also why I feel so empowered to share my story and share my experience in the outdoors with students and families from my area who may look like me and may not feel as though an incredible experience like Outward Bound is meant for them. Equity comes in various forms, and creating an equitable and engaging program for students all across the DMV is one of the many reasons why I decided to join such a resilient organization. My only hope is that by logging on today to join us for this celebration, you too are inspired to take the challenge by choice and learn how you can join us in our service. Thank you. And now I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce the rest of my amazing DC team. We have our Chief Advancement Officer, Phyllis Kim, and our Associate Program Director, Michael Cox. Thanks everybody. I appreciate those shout outs. All right, so we're gonna take a quick poll real quick, and it's gonna pop up on your screen as a multiple choice poll. All right, so how familiar are you with Outward Bound? It's a multiple choice. It's gonna be up for about 90 seconds. Have you heard about it before? I did something similar when I was a kid. I'm a proud Outward Bound alum. I've donated, have not heard about Outward Bound, or I know somebody who has done Outward Bound. Let us know. Also, if you have any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat and the team will address them. And hi, everybody. All right, we're almost done. Last call. $15 seconds. All right, our poll is just about wrapped up. So most of you are Outward Bound alum. Great. Some of you have heard about it before. Okay, that's great. It's great to hear. All right, and now it is my honor to introduce a member of Congress who needs no introduction, Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton.
I am proud to be with you virtually for this ribbon-cutting ceremony and to welcome the Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School to Washington, D.C. With 11 locations across the United States, I am especially pleased that this successful program will begin a new chapter in the District of Columbia. I appreciate the work that has gone into bringing this project to fruition, and I applaud your collaboration with our DC community. Outward Bound has a rich history of advancing an experiential curriculum that focuses on teaching social and emotional skills to middle and high school students. Outward Bound brings students together outdoors in settings that may be different from the norm to allow them to push their own limits and see strengths they may not know they had. Outdoor education is important for several reasons, particularly in the district where we are fighting to protect some of our most valued resources, such as, for example, the Anacostia River from pollution. When students become more comfortable outdoors, working in teams, and also relying on themselves, they are equipped to be active problem solvers in their own lives and communities. As chair of the subcommittee on highways and transit, and a member of the subcommittee on the environment, combating climate change and protecting our environment is a priority for me. And we've seen that young members of our community are taking a stand when it comes to eliminating climate change, saying no more to big polluters. Programs like Outward Bound empower our students to be leaders in the fight against climate change. Not only do students gain great appreciation and understanding of the outdoor world, they gain a better appreciation and understanding of themselves and their strengths in the process. I look forward to hearing about the experience of DC residents at our new Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School, which I am told will include a challenge course, climbing a wall, and other high rope elements. I am pleased to welcome Outward Bound to the District of Columbia and wish you the great success I am sure you will have. Thank you.
That was awesome. I love the way she says Outward Bound. We have one more video to share with you all from Mayor Bowser, who recorded this and sent it over to welcome us. And then we're going to move on to a great video from Gavin and Mike planting the flag in DC. Thank you all. And remember, just one more time, make sure if you have questions, shoot them into the chat and we'll be able to answer them or put them in the question and answer section.
Hello, I'm Muriel Bowser, Mayor of Washington, D.C. It's my pleasure to welcome the Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School to the district. Your partnership with the D.C. Department of Parks and Recreation will not only enable us to offer unique outdoor experiences to our residents, but also bring exciting team building lessons into D.C. classrooms. I thank you all for bringing the opportunity for new adventures to DC, and we look forward to visiting your new campus.
All right, and now we're going to see a pre-recorded video of us planting the flag over at Fort Lincoln Park.
All right, how's it going, y'all? My name is Mike Cox from the Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School.
Yeah, Gavin Ware, Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound School. Let's go, DC! Hello, DC. I just wanted to welcome you to Outward Bound's newest home, Fort Lincoln Park. Let's get this view. Let's get that fabulous view. Let's get that view. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see your associate program director? You see your deputy director over here? We just wanted to welcome you formally to this space. It's a beautiful space. We are at the summit, we are calling, the highest point here. We are at the summit. We are letting you all know that we are here. We want you to be here. And this is one beautiful space that we look forward to welcoming you to, and we look forward to having you in, all right? So join us, thank you, welcome, let's go!
Somebody's enthusiastic. I don't know who that was, but all right, we're gonna take another poll. So in this one, I want you all to drop your answers into the chat if you can. So I would love to hear, now that you've heard our new favorite spot in DC, what is your favorite park or outdoor space in or around the district? Go ahead and drop those answers into the chat. Rock Creek. Oh, Oxen Run. I love that one too. Great Falls is great. Oh, yeah, I love Rock Creek Park as well. Everybody loves Rock Creek. Ah, Great Falls. Carter Rock. Ah, Great Falls. So when I ask everybody to come out and join us for something, these are the places we're going to go, right? Ah, the mall. Yes, it's a beautiful space. Okay. Billy Goat Trail. Okay, Mike. Ah. Kingman Island. Yes, definitely on the list. The National Zoo. So much fun. Ooh, Kenilworth Aquatic Gardens. Okay, Alan. Thank you for that one. All right, and the National Arboretum. Well, thank you all for your answers. We're going to keep this show on the road. All right, now I get to introduce an esteemed educator from the Episcopal School, Patrick Thompson. The Episcopal School has been a part of bringing their students to Outward Bound for over 20 years. Patrick teaches honors pre-calculus and advanced calculus and is also a member of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. Not to mention, he's an avid outdoorsman and the director of the Outdoor Leadership Program at Episcopal. Everyone, Patrick Thompson.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. As you can tell, I'm in my classroom right now. I'm not out in the woods. I'm teaching a calculus class here in about half an hour, so I'm pretty excited. But I'm thankful to be here. I feel honored to follow Congressman Beyer and Norton and Mayor Bowser. What an esteemed group. And I'm here because our school, Episcopal High School, has been partnered with Outward Bound for 22 years now. Working to bring our kids both to North Carolina at first, but for at least the past 18 years, and for 16 years, I've been taking our 9th grade class up to the Chesapeake Outward Bound Center to do an expedition and to teach our students how to bond, how to challenge themselves, how to have fun in the woods, teamwork, resilience, all these things that our students only get from shared experience in the woods. And I'm so thankful to Outward Bound for that. And the work that we've done together. It's been truly a pleasure for me. For my teachers as well. I know a shout out to Kathleen Caslow, who's one of my colleagues. She's on the call, I know. But she's been going, by the way, the entire time for all 22 years. She's gone on this trip. So that's amazing. But whenever I ask my teachers what it's like when they get back, like what is their feedback? The number one piece of feedback I always get from teachers who go with the students out into the woods with Outward Bound is that they come back feeling like they're better teachers because of working with the students in the woods, because of what they see in the Outward Bound instructors in terms of patience and the ability and the willingness to let kids fail safely, to make mistakes, but bounce back and rise above their kind of ingrained self-imposed barriers. That watching our teachers come out of that experience wanting to emulate that in their math classrooms or their history classrooms is really astounding. And personally, as an educator, I've made incredible connections with the people that are on this call. I have an intense desire every September to go backpacking for 5 days. I just have to do it. And it's just been my honor to get to know the folks at Outward Bound, to take hundreds and hundreds of students, trust them with Outward Bound, to work with them and to teach them how to bond and to watch those students grow and become like Congressman Beyer said, like have transformative experiences in the woods with Outward Bound. And I'm thankful, and I look forward to 22 more years at least of this partnership continuing. So thanks for having me today, and I'm glad to be here. And I'm excited that DC is getting a campus. So I feel like we kind of nudged you all to pull a little closer to our school, hopefully. So anyway, I'm excited to be here, and congratulations on getting the DC campus up and running.
All right, thank you, Patrick. And now it's my pleasure to introduce a student video from our newest partnership at the Truth School. The Truth Montessori School is in their inaugural year, and they decided that their social emotional learning component had to have Outward Bound be a part of it in order for it to flourish, and we truly appreciate that. So let's hear from the students and their experience.
Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound is a really nice program. I like doing the meetings with them.
Chesapeake Bay Outward Bound is fun. It's helping me learn more about myself and my friends around me in my classroom.
My name is Max, and I go to Truth PCS, and I am in the Outward Bound program. One thing I like about it is the games we play and like the team building exercises that we do during class.
And really fun. They do like stuff and they're really helpful. One time we played Truth or Dare, it was really fun. I go to Truth and I like the Outward Bound. It's like a program where you can know more about each other and actually understand others and how they communicate, act, and live.
I love seeing all those kids on their campus talking about how they're working virtually with us. As Gavin said earlier, you know, one of the hard things about this pandemic is that where we'd normally be taking those kids out on adventures, we've had to pivot and find a whole new way of working with them. And the team has been incredible and has managed to do that. And I love hearing their voices say and reaffirm that we've made the right choices and we're on the right track. So I'm going to go ahead and call for any question and answers. Well, answers will come from us, questions will come from you. So holler out if you have any. I know Bonnie Allen mentioned in the chat, when can we come for a visit? That's all up in the air still right now, Bonnie. We're working on it. Our partners at DPR have a huge capital project underway for which we are a part, but as you know, those timelines can be touchy. So we're hoping within the next year or so, but we'll see. In the meantime, we've partnered with Gallaudet University and are going to be offering some of our programs through their ropes course. Thank you again, Gallaudet. And, you know, we're going to make it work that way until we're up and running. Are there any other questions about our adventure here? Ooh, AJ, my favorite question. Where and how can we donate? You can go to our website, and on the front page, there is a donate button. Just go right to www.outwardboundchesapeake.org, and you'll be able to get there or donate there. Michael Cryer, it looks like you raised your hand. It may have been unintentional, but now you've been called out. So I'm just wondering, did you have a question for us, or was that a mistake? No response. Okay. I have a question here about how are we doing partnering with schools in DC? Gavin or Mike, do you want to take that?
Hey folks, so we're doing well. We've had to change our approach again because we were intending for this to be an outdoor experience, but we've pivoted to virtual, and we're still having a lot of our students engage in that way through our virtual content. But again, once things open back up and we return to some semblance of normalcy, we'll be outdoors in no time, hopefully next year.
Thanks, Gavin. And we had a question about what we can do to help. Here's what you can do to help. We always take donations. That's always a number one thing. Money makes everything work and everything function. Because we primarily work with public schools who need additional funding, donations are always important. You can also connect with us and just get involved, show up to events, participate in things that are happening. Sometimes we just need a little bit of cheerleading. This has been hard work, particularly during a pandemic. So anything you can do to cheerlead the team on, show up to events, participate with us is helpful. And any connections you have, if you have a school that you want us to work with, you think we'd make a great partner to, make those introductions. Don't hesitate to reach out. Gavin's really friendly. I'm really friendly. Mike is all right. I'm kidding, Mike. But reach out to all of us and we'd be happy to connect with anybody you want us to meet. Oh, Michael Cryer says in the chat, it was a hello wave. Hi, Mike. If there aren't any other questions, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Team, is there anything else we're missing? Going once. I keep checking with my buddy Jen over here that's in the corner. Oh, I think we have one more question in the chat. Oh, Carter, I see your questions in the chat. It looks like there are a bunch of them, and I'm not going to answer them all because I think it's a lot, but there's questions about social media. If you start tracking over the next few weeks on our social media, you're going to see some great partnerships with Under Armour, with some other folks. You're going to see announcements about DC. So please share them, like them, love them, share and tag us. We need all of that. That helps us get the message out there. All right, we're getting lots of love on the chat. Thank you all. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. It feels really good to be here. It feels really good to be with you all and to know that you're behind us. We really appreciate it. Do you want me to go to Jeff? Yeah. Jeff Franco, we have one more speaker, and Jeff actually was out. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty, but he is back in now. So before we say goodbye, I'm going to turn it over to him because I think it's important to have him address the group. I know that he's been a good friend of Gavin, our deputy director in DC, and he has said yes to being our first advisory board member in DC. We're also building an advisory board. So those of you that want to pitch in, help out, think that you might want to get involved in that way, please reach out to us as well. So Jeff, if you want to turn your camera and your mic on, I'm going to turn it over to you.
I think I can do it now. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm sorry. It really wasn't technical on your part. I've never been double booked on a Zoom call, but I've been jumping between the two. So I had a client call, but anyway, so I am, I guess, a team of one right now when it comes to the advisory board, but I had the pleasure of working with Gavin at City Year when I was executive director. I was there for about 12 years. And so I'm obviously a big believer in service and know the transformational impact it has on anyone, but certainly young people. I'm also very passionate about this city, which has become my home for the last 25 years. And also really trying to advocate for our young people that don't have all the opportunities that others do. And so I just think Outward Bound is such an amazing organization. I've been following it since I was a young person. I'm a big outdoors person myself, and realized just what being outdoors or being in nature or getting to see like environments and topography, like out in the West in Colorado, and just I've been able to do a lot of wonderful things, thank goodness. I just, the idea of being able to give our young people exposure to nature. I mean, there's empirical data that shows what happens to one's own development and stress levels just from being out in nature. And I think that there's so much stress, I think, in the world as it is. And I think some of the young people that you would be serving are dealing with an extra high level of anxiety because of all kinds of different insecurities. So it's really a big reason why I decided to join this advisory board. One, because I've managed many boards before, and so I know what a good member and a bad board member looks like. So hopefully I'd be a good one. And also because it's all about connecting to relationship worlds. And I know I have one, and I want to tap into that world to do good things with good organizations. And that is what I believe Outward Bound does. So I'm thrilled that they're in DC now, and I just want to really do whatever I can to support it being successful and reaching as many young people as possible.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Hope you're able to make the next Zoom call. I know we're all tired of Zooming all day long, but I appreciate everybody that came in today, that spent the last 40 minutes or so with us. It means the world to us. We're all going to sign off now. I just want to say thank you again. Join us, go online, share the message with everybody, and help us grow this thing. It's going to be amazing. Thank you all.
Thank you.